Today, homies, we are taking a look at MAFEX Scarlet Spider. I love the box on this guy. Look how cool that teal / aqua color is over here. The classic Amazing Spider-Man logo. And we got the boy sitting here too. Look at him, man. I absolutely love this design. So sick. We got our hoodie, man. We got the web effects. Man, I was so hyped, y'all. So this pickup didn't come on the line, actually. I found this one in the wild. So I was out at a local toy shop, man. Relatively local. It's about 30. Oh, did you see that spider? That's crazy. No, it was an omen, bro. Spiders coming during the spider review. They were like, hey, my brother over here. That's insane, bro. Anyway, let me try to get back on track. So what we got here, y'all, is I found this pickup over at a local toy shop, man. This guy was chilling. I believe it was pre-owned, and I couldn't believe it, man, because I know looking online, I've seen this guy like other places on I think it was like aftermarket on like eBay is where I saw it, and I know what it typically like goes for. So I was like, for like that price, man, like it's cool, but I wasn't ready to drop it on it yet. But then like a lightning bolt, I'm over at this toy shop and I found it, and they had it pre-owned for around, I think it was like 59, something like that, and like mint condition, if we're being honest too, man. Like this thing was in such good condition, had all the accessories. I was with it for that price, if I'm being honest, man. I had to pick it up. Be trying to mess around with that hoodie string, but y'all know for that price, homies, I had to pick it up. So let's take a look at this guy, man. Just taking a quick look at the mold over here, man. Looking great. I like kind of I was gonna say a matte finish. He's not super glossy. You can see a little bit of reflection on him, but I really like the texture. But that hoodie for me, man, is so sick. And taking a look here, man, we got the magnetic boots over here. We got my man his feet, and like taking a look, I love the amount of hands, man. Like of course, right, if you're talking about posing Spider-Man, the hand selection has got to be on point, because you need your web swinging, your web holding. You gotta have, of course, like the fisticuffs, but like there's a lot of ways that if you're going to be getting into some Spider-Man looking poses, then there's going to be things that you're trying to manipulate around. And then we got the head sculpts, right, for the homie Scarlet over here. Like, no, that's not his name. Oh, big fans, don't hit me, because don't get me wrong, man. I gotta be honest, I'm not as up on the lore for the clone saga of Spider-Man as I should be. So I'm not going to be able to do as crazy of lore dumps on this particular figure as I have been able to do with the Storm, but I love me some Spidey, bro. So my Spider-Man, and like as you guys can see here, we got our hand accessories and stuff, like quite a number of them, man. Good stuff. But I would say that my Spider-Man, right, the generation that I'm coming from, is the Peter Parker from the animated series that dropped in the 90s. I got a big attachment to that version of Spider-Man, as well as like the Tobey Maguire movies, you know, like those early 2000s Spider-Man films that came out. And those are the ones that really speak to me. Oh yeah, look at that hoodie. That's what man, I love this thing so much. It fits so well. It is so sick. Dude, look at him. My man's looking, what are we discussing, bro? Amazing. That alone for me, price of admission. But no, in all seriousness though, the thing that I was looking forward to the most when it comes to this figure is messing around with MAFEX articulation for the first time. So this would be my first MAFEX figure, and as you guys can see here, man, just kind of flexing a little bit of the articulation, checking out the T-pose and stuff. And I've heard so much about just the great articulation from these from that company in particular, from their figures in particular. And I found out that Scarlet Spider is no exception, man. As you will see, we'll be getting into some pose tests But we'll take a look at the ab crunch real quick. Getting a nice little bend in there, as you can see. And then of course we gotta go back with our back bend over here, see how far we can go. Looking at about that much. But I wasn't disappointed. I love playing with this guy too, man. Like phrasing. But take a look at our quick split. But hand candy. Another going back to that descriptor, you know, this guy is most definitely, look at that curl, bro. Look how much of a bend you can get in that guy. You'll love to see it, dude. And of course with Spider, man, you want as much of that as you can get. We got our cool swivels, bringing it in for our butterfly. Take a look at our wrist. You know, you see the up and down articulation over here. Look at that. You love to see it, bro. Which I think for any of y'all that are probably more senior to MAFEX figures than I am, and then I'm sure that none of this is going to come as a surprise, but a lot of this was new for me, man. I've never, again, this being my first figure from this company, there's a lot that like I'm learning and seeing. And look at that. Oh, yeah. Get our sick crossover with the hands, man, the butterflies. I was very impressed, man, to get this guy in my hand. It's so I'm usually one that likes heavier figures, right? Because as you guys have seen on the channel, I got 8 million Storm collectible reviews and stuff like that on there, and they got some chunky boys in the Storm collectible line. But getting this MAFEX, it feels much lighter in the hands, but also still very much quality. Man, as we can see, look at that. We got our thigh swivel over here, bringing that in and out. And this guy, like, it's just so easy to get him to like where you want, you know, and then kind of taking a look at the front and the back bend for the leg and everything here too. It's sick. And, you know, like with Spider-Man, articulation becomes such a significant thing to take into account because his character is all about, look at that butt kick, sir. Yeah. But the character is all about mobility, right? Mobility, flexibility, being able to move like a spider. Got a toe hinge over here. I didn't have any of my cursed Storm collectibles energy with actually being able to get the toe hinge. We got our ankle rocker. Yes, sir. Gonna be able to get him all kinds of posed up. Just good stuff. But right, man, we want to get him in his arachnid style poses over here. And so this level of articulation is that's exactly what you're looking for, man. One thing that I've kind of been afraid to do is get a Marvel Legends Spider-Man. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not a Marvel Legends hater. I got quite a few of them in my collection now, actually. But one thing, it's kind of a mixed bag with them, right? I got some Marvel Legends that pose and articulate really well, and then some where it's like, ugh, they are just not fun to play around with, man. So the big thing, man, is like some of the Marvel Legends, I'm low-key worried about the articulation on some of those figures because I have had such like a mixed bag experience with Marvel Legends. And if I have a Spidey that can't articulate, what are we talking about? Bro, like I can't do much with a Spider-Man that don't articulate. But look at this fella, man, hitting that crazy squat. Insane. As you can kind of get him in like that posted up pose over here, man. Oh, this is gonna be so cool. I can feel the magic, y'all. Like when just messing around with this guy, my brain was moving with all the potential posing ideas and just like photographs that I want to try to get him in, because after just seeing just a little bit about the ways that he was able to move, how easy it is to get him into those positions, like all the different points of articulation and everything, my brain just started running. And this guy is a pleasure for figure photography. As you can take a look here, man, kind of getting him into a little bit of just some random poses, man, trying to strike. Look at that. Yeah, hit the gun show over here. Spidey talking to him, man. But I just had so much fun playing around with this guy, man. And as you can see, the second half of the review is going to be just kind of a brief posing demonstration, right? Because for me, if you're the kind of collector I am, that's extremely helpful for me to see, like, okay, what does it look like trying to move this guy in real time? Like, what's it look like hitting some of these poses, taking accessories on and off and stuff? And so I want to show you guys some of that. I think here, you know, I'm trying to get them into some of like just like the crawling, like Spidey crawling style poses over here, man. And with the way his like wrist articulation, everything is, and like the ankle rocker, the toe hinge, and just how easy it is to move this dude around. You can get him into such just authentic feeling Spider-Man style poses where he's just waiting for it to happen. So as you can see, we're kind of getting him into like some action poses here. Look at this, man. Just so easy to do, and he looks so good doing it, and it doesn't take much because of the aesthetics, bro. Like both the scope as well as the articulation. Look at that, man. Well, we got our guy kind of chilling, like he's getting ready to come down and beat some ass. Like he's coming down from the streets over here. He's like, did somebody say Spider-Man? And he's ready to go. But I think a little bit earlier I was talking about favorite incarnations of Spider-Man, right? And another big one that had an influence on me was Marvel versus Capcom Spider-Man. Like the Capcom's interpretation of Spider-Man from their sprite work. I love that version of Spidey, man. I think his idle animation is so sick, and I really like the color of the blue that they use for that Spider-Man as well. But they do so much of he has so much expressiveness in like his eyes and like the way that they communicated the character of Spider-Man through some of his moves. Web swing, maximum spider. I'm just thinking about it, man. Over here, look at me knocking some of the stuff out. That was my fault though, like trying to get him into this pose. I can honestly say, man, this MAFEX Spider-Man has been, MAFEX Scarlet Spider, excuse me, has been just a joy. I didn't have any issues as far on the QC end. Everything was working exactly how it's supposed to. Joints came in and out with well, not joints, excuse me, hold on. Joints were moving as they were supposed to, not coming in and out without cause. Look at that, man. More of the kind of like the sitting poses. Just look how good this dude looks, man. And these are just hitting some of like the basic Spidey style poses, but he just does them so well. Makes it look effortless, man. This very much, I'm excited to get more MAFEX in the future. Like if they're anything like this, then I'm just gonna have a blast. Just like going back and being a kid, man. Look, Loki looks like a JoJo pose right there. The way that his hand is up and everything, man. But no, just kind of going back to like that Capcom Spidey though. I love it, man. They did a great job of communicating the character with just the frames of animation and the art, and that's how you know you're working with some talent, man, when you're able to communicate so much about the character, hitting another pose for you, but you're able to communicate so much about the character without having them to talk about like, I'm Spider-Man and this is what I do and I'm a spider. But just by showing who the character is through the way that they move around. That's beauty, man. That's art. And as you can see, we got that hoodie up. What it adds to some of the poses over here. Just look at this guy in action, man. What are we talking about? As you guys can see, busted out one of the web effects over here. We got the web swing with the web holding hand, and you know we gotta have it. That was gonna be a make or break for me, whether I decide to pick this figure up. When I saw it's pre-owned, I'm like, we gotta have the web effects, bro. Because crazily enough, guys, this is my first Spider-Man. This MAFEX Scarlet Spider is the first Spider-Man that I've ever picked up, and I'm glad that this is my first experience with a Spidey, man. It's leaving a good taste in my mouth. I want to pick up the SH Figure Arts one bad, because that one is going off of the Marvel vs. Capcom interpretation of Spider-Man. And I know as of the time of this recording, it hasn't released yet, but man, when it does, I hope that figure isn't a dud, y'all. Like, y'all might be listening to this from the future and like, he likes that figure? My timeline, it hasn't released yet, but I'm hopeful about it, man, because that's my Spidey, like I was saying. But I only really got good things to say about this, guys. Not trying to glaze because I'm not a MAFEX I'm not a big MAFEX head yet, you know, this is my first one, but I gotta say that this was a solid first experience, man. I know this is the original, right? This isn't the reissue that came out that has like the shading and like the different jersey and stuff, but like, look, thumbs up, gang. This one, very much worth it. I can't speak to the reissue, but this original, that is money well spent. So you guys tell me what you think, man. What do you think about Scarlet Spider, MAFEX Scarlet Spider? Do you like the original, the reissue? Are there big differences between the two? Because like for me, man, like ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't feel, to be real, I don't feel the need to get the reissue because this one is so good. So let me know if I'm missing something. But as usual, y'all, I appreciate you so much. We'll get ready to hop into the photo shoot here at the end, and I'll catch you guys in the next review.